Salute, traveler! Welcome back to the Chartispace Coffee Shop. This is the fourth part of my Netcast video series for character creation in Traveler 2nd Edition by Mongoose Publishing. In this part, I'll be talking about aging and injuries. So, let's get to it. During a career or pre-career term, either from an event, mishap, or life event, your traveler may be subjected to an injury. Injuries during character creation are permanent damage done to your traveler's physical stats. There are ways to heal this damage before finalizing your traveler, but it may be costly. On page 49 of the CRB 22, roll on the injury table as described from the event or mishap that resulted in your traveler's injury. Take note of the results of the injury table, but don't apply them to your traveler's character sheet just yet. First, look at the medical care section just below the injury table. For each point of reduced characteristic score your traveler suffered from an injury, you can choose to have any of those points restored at a cost of 5,000 credits per point. If you choose to do this, make a note of the cost of the medical bills, but just like before, don't apply them to your traveler's character sheet just yet. There's also a chance that your traveler's medical costs may be covered and paid for by their employer, depending on their career. Continuing down the page, you will find the medical bills table. Roll 2d plus your rank and find the corresponding result on the table for the total amount covered for this particular injury, and then reduce your traveler's medical bills by that percentage. Any credits remaining on the medical bill is then added to the traveler's debt section on their character sheet. This debt can be removed with the cash benefits your traveler may receive during their mustering out phase of a career. Any injuries that the player chooses not to heal are now applied to your traveler's characteristic scores. At the end of a traveler's fourth term, when they are 34 years old, they must now and at the end of every future term begin to make aging rolls. Looking at the aging section on page 49 of the CRB 22, roll 2d and subtract the number of terms your traveler has lived through so far. As long as the result of your roll is above 0, there are no ill effects to your traveler. If the result is 0 or below, your traveler starts feeling the effects of aging and will permanently have their physical characteristic scores reduced. Check the aging table and apply the results of your roll. Should one of your traveler's core characteristic scores ever be reduced to 0, your traveler will have an aging crisis. At this point, your traveler will die, leading you to start character creation over, unless your traveler pays for medical care. Medical care for aging will cost 1d times 10,000 credits and will only bring the traveler back up to a score of 1. If chosen, add the cost of medical care to your traveler's debt section on their character sheet. Would this cost be covered by rolling on the medical bills table? It's never come up in any of my groups, but I would rule that it does. If you're using the Explorers or Merchants Edition rulebooks, having an aging crisis will effectively force you to end character creation here. In the CRB, an aging crisis means your traveler will automatically fail all future qualification rolls, but it doesn't force you to leave the career you're in. Should your traveler need to switch, Drifter may be the only career that you could go into, since it's an automatic qualification. If the effects of aging are a concern to you, a traveler may always choose to start taking anagathics, a drug used to prevent the effects of aging. There are many trade-offs, though. To obtain anagathics, a traveler can attempt to make a social 10+ roll at the start of a career or pre-career term. If successful, the traveler finds a supplier for the drug and won't need to make any further rolls to get them. If you happen to roll a 2 on the dice, as in Snake Eyes, your traveler is caught with the illegal drug and immediately goes to jail and must take the prisoner career this term. See my upcoming Netcast video 7 for rules on the prisoner career. There are 2 drawbacks to using anagathics. Travelers must now make 2 successful survival rolls per term, as finding a supplier of the illegal drug and the biochemical effects of the drug itself put a lot of stress on the traveler. If either of those survival rolls fail, the traveler has a mishap. On top of that, the drug costs 1d times 25,000 credits for each term that the traveler uses it. This cost is added to the debt section of your traveler's character sheet, but can be reduced later with cash benefits gained during mustering out. With a steady supply of the drug, anagathics will help the traveler prevent the effects of aging. When making an aging roll, add the number of terms the traveler has been taking the drug as a positive DM toward the result. This will give you the best benefit if taken within the first 3 terms before the traveler starts to make these rolls. A traveler can choose to stop taking antagathics at any time, but if they do, they must immediately make an aging roll, as the shock of ending the drug treatment harms the traveler's body. This means possibly making 2 aging rolls in a single term. A traveler taking antagathics can generate some interesting plot hooks for future adventures, especially in campaigns that span 4 or more years in-game. If this seems interesting to your group, make sure to check out the section on aging and antagathics during play on page 49. Page 115 of the CRB-22 will give you the basic details on this drug, but those wanting to go more in depth with addiction rules, I recommend checking out page 92 of the 2023 Central Supply Catalog. Coming up next in Netcast Video 5, I'll be talking about contacts, allies, rivals, and enemies. If you don't need the information in the next video, you can always skip ahead to Netcast Video 6 to muster out and finish character creation. This is Rex with the Charter Space Coffee Shop. Godspeed, Traveler, and I'll see you in the next one.